George Gilder claims a new space-based Cold War is raging, and a small company awarded millions of dollars in government defense contracts will gain 5,000 to 10,000% as a result. George wants $2,495 to reveal the company name, but I have good news. I figured out the company being pitched and reveal it in this video for free. Just drop a like and subscribe if you appreciate me saving you thousands. Keep in mind, no paid or proprietary information is given away in this video. It's all guesswork based on publicly available and free sales presentations. Before we do anything, let's look at George's recent publicly available stock picks to see if we should listen to him. In April 2020, George recommended 5 stocks related to 5G. The first was Inseego, and this stock has performed horribly. The second stock was Siva, and this one was a stinker too. The third stock was A10 Networks, and this was a good one. It's tripled over the years. The fourth stock was Cloudflare, and this was an insanely good stock pick. It was up 10 times at one point, and despite a lot of volatility, it's still up 5 times. Impinj was the fifth stock, and this was another big winner, and at one point was up 10 times. Owlet was the sixth stock, and it did double after being recommended. However, after that, the stock crashed. You only made money if you sold at the right time, but that can be hard. The last stock was Metech, and this one almost tripled before crashing. Again, you only made money if you sold at the right time. He recommended Orgensis in December 2024, and the stock is up over 50% since. Let's shift back to the new teaser now and try to figure out what George is pitching. Here's how the pitch starts. The person interviewing George says, "Just off shuttle landing runway 33 at NASA's Kennedy Space Center. A small, privately owned company has quietly secured an inconspicuous hangar alongside SpaceX and Blue Origin." He continues and says, "Because inside, this small company is housing 7 secret weapons that are so important to the future of America's national defense. It's been awarded millions of dollars in government defense contracts." He then says, "And it boasts a client list that's a veritable who's who of the aerospace industry, including global multinational companies such as GE, Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, and even Blue Origin itself." And then he says, "In the next few minutes, you will see why this little-known company could play a major role in the future of America's military dominance." And finishes by saying why it could launch it from a multi-million-dollar company now to over $1.6 billion. And exactly why it's so important to get in now, before Wall Street and most other investors know it exists, and while the biggest gains are possible. In this teaser, George uses good old-fashioned fear-mongering to sell the company he's pitching. He claims China has an edge in hypersonic technologies and that America is lagging behind. Of course, George knows the company that will save the day for Americans. He just wants a few $1,000s to reveal the name. Later, George says, "But this small company doesn't actually do hypersonic research itself. It has something that the US military, and virtually every one of the companies that is doing hypersonic research and development, needs to do their job. And it's the only company in the world I know of that's doing what they do." George then explains how the company he's pitching plays a role in hypersonic weapons. Apparently, there's a lot of testing that needs to be done, and this company can perform stress tests at a low cost. George explains it by saying, "They acquired a fleet of 7 American single-engine supersonic interceptors from the Italian Air Force and retrofitted them with special upgrades to create what is essentially a state-of-the-art airborne hypersonic research platform." And continues and says, "This specially equipped fleet can fly to Mach 2 and then launch a rocket past Mach 5 to simulate the demands, tolerances, and performance of a real-world environment. It's the only commercial supersonic fleet that's capable of speeds greater than Mach 2. And according to George, this company has the endorsement of Mike Pompeo." Here's how George explains it. "In fact, we visited the company's headquarters at Kennedy Space Center not too long ago, and it happened to be on the same day Mike Pompeo was visiting." Now, most people probably know Mike as Secretary of State under President Trump, but prior to that, he served as director of the CIA. Then George shares a quote from Mike saying, "I am convinced this company will deliver great outcomes for the American people in terms of productivity and creativity, and great outcomes that will protect my family and yours in the years and decades ahead." George then says this, "Well, this company's fleet of jet fighters, or the Supersonic 7, as they have come to be called, is not only serving as a hypersonic research platform. George claims this company will be used to launch small satellites. He claims it's 10 times cheaper to use the jets this company owns compared to rockets from Blue Origin or SpaceX. I'm going to reveal my guess for the stock in about 20 seconds, but before I do that, I want to remind you to click the link in the description to check out AlphaPix. I reviewed over 100 stock picking services, and AlphaPix performs the best and actually beats the market easily. If you click the link in the description, you get $50 off AlphaPix. So go ahead and click that link and take advantage of this amazing deal. The company being pitched here is Starfighter Space, and this is a private company you'd have to buy through Equifund. This is actually the second teaser I've covered pushing this company, and it makes me wonder if Starfighters is paying to have the investment promoted. Starfighter Space is a private aerospace company based in Florida, operating out of NASA's Kennedy Space Center. Their core business revolves around providing high-performance flight services using a fleet of supersonic F-104 starfighters, which are modified versions of the iconic Cold War-era jet. These aircraft are used as platforms for a wide range of missions including spaceflight simulation, microgravity research, astronaut training, and technology testing at high speeds and altitudes. Here's everything you need to know about investing in this company, and after I'll tell you if I'd buy. First is the only commercial fleet flying at Mach 2. Starfighter Space operates the world's only commercially flight-ready fleet of F-104 supersonic aircraft, capable of reaching speeds up to Mach 2. This unique capability positions them for specialized aerospace missions. Second is strategic location at NASA's Kennedy Space Center. Based in Florida alongside giants like SpaceX and Blue Origin, Starfighters benefits from proximity to major aerospace players and facilities. Third is innovative air launch system in development. Through their Star Launch program, they're developing air launch rockets, aiming to provide cost-effective solutions for deploying small satellites into orbit. Fourth is diversified revenue streams beyond launches. Beyond satellite launches, they offer services like microgravity experiments, hardware testing, and pilot training, tapping into multiple aerospace market segments. Fifth is collaborations with industry leaders. Their clientele includes notable names like Lockheed Martin, GE, and the U.S. Air Force Research Laboratory, indicating strong industry trust. Sixth is recent expansion to Midland, Texas. Starfighters is expanding to Midland International Air and Spaceport, planning significant investments in job creation, signaling growth ambitions. Seventh is early-stage financial position. As of early 2025, they reported no revenue and a net loss of approximately $4.68 million, highlighting the financial risks typical of early-stage ventures. Eighth is ongoing fundraising efforts. They're actively raising funds, with a maximum target of $35 million through Regulation A plus crowdfunding to support their ambitious projects. Ninth is competitive and evolving market. The aerospace sector is highly competitive, with rapid technological advancements and regulatory challenges that could impact their operations. 10th is high-risk, high-reward investment. Investing in Starfighter Space is speculative. Potential investors should be prepared for the possibility of losing their entire investment. I personally have no desire to invest in this company. The main reason is that it's a private company, and once you invest in a private company, there's no way to get your money back unless it goes public or gets bought out. Maybe the need to launch small satellites will become so great that a company like this takes off, but I just don't see it happening right now. It's worth under $2 million and they aren't profitable. Maybe you have a different view on this company. Are you considering throwing some money into it? Let me know in the comments. And make sure to click the link in the description to check out Alpha Picks and get $50 off this amazing stock picking service.